Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin with a simple truth. Life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. The journey from average to fortune isn't a mystery. It's not reserved for the lucky few. It's a path laid out in discipline, decisions, and determination. So today, let me share with you the 5 steps that can take you from where you are to where you want to be. Step 1, develop a philosophy. Everything starts with what you believe. What you think about life, about work, about opportunity, that becomes the compass for your actions. Poor thinking leads to poor choices. Rich thinking leads to rich results. Change your philosophy, and you change your life. Step 2, embrace discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Just a few small disciplines practiced every day. Miss a meal, but not your reading. Skip the party, but not your plans. Fortune smiles on the consistent, not the casual. Step 3, take massive action. Ideas are great, but execution wins. Fortune doesn't respond to wishbones, it responds to backbones. You must go to work. Not just once in a while, daily. Like your life depends on it. Because it does. The marketplace rewards action, not intention. Step 4, learn from results. Every day you get a report card from life. If the results are good, celebrate and do more. If they're not, adjust. Don't curse the wind, adjust your sails. Don't ask for easier tasks, build a better you. The secret is to refine, not retreat. Step 5, share the wealth. Real fortune isn't just about the money. It's about becoming valuable. And the most valuable people are those who help others rise. Once you climb, send the elevator back down. Teach, inspire, uplift. That's how you go from success to significance. Now these 5 steps, philosophy, discipline, action, learning, and contribution, are not just steps to fortune, they are steps to freedom, to confidence, to a life worth remembering. Because the ultimate goal is not just to make a living, it's to design a life. You don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. If you want life to get better, you must get better. The difference between average and fortune is often just, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Formal education makes you a living. Self-education makes you a fortune. Profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's the trap. The more valuable you become, the more the marketplace will reward you. You don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. Now think about that for a moment. Some people work all day and barely make enough to get by. Others work the same hours or less and earn 10 times more. What's the difference? It's not the clock. The clock ticks the same for all of us. The difference is in the value. See, the marketplace doesn't respond to time. It responds to skill, to effort, to value. If you're bringing more wisdom, more creativity, more solutions, more leadership into that hour, the marketplace will gladly exchange more in return. Let me put it another way. A person flipping burgers might earn a few dollars per hour, and someone else performing heart surgery earns thousands. The time is the same. But the preparation, the knowledge, the precision, that's the added value. That's the multiple. So the real question isn't how many hours are you working. The question is, how valuable have you made yourself in those hours? If you want to earn more, don't chase more hours. Increase your value. Read more. Practice more. Learn the skills others avoid. Become the person others turn to when it matters. Because once your value goes up, your income won't have a choice. It'll rise to meet you. And that's when you stop trading time for money and start trading value for reward. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Now that might sound too simple to be powerful, but don't let its simplicity fool you. That's the truth wrapped in plain clothes. You see, success isn't some dramatic event. It doesn't show up with fireworks or a parade. It comes quietly. It comes from the little things, done well, done consistently, done with intention. Waking up a little earlier to read 10 pages of a good book. Making that one phone call you've been avoiding. Saving a small amount before you spend. Saying no when it's easier to say yes. These aren't heroic acts. They're simple disciplines. But done every day, they stack up like bricks in a wall. And before long, you've built something strong, something called success. Now the tricky part is, Those same small things that lead to success are also easy not to do. It's easy to skip a book today. Easy to say I'll call them tomorrow. Easy to eat whatever you want or spend without a plan. And here's the danger. Nothing bad happens right away. No lightning strike, no instant failure. But day by day, neglect becomes a habit, and habits build a life. That's the difference. The successful build their lives with small disciplines. The unsuccessful let little neglects pile up. Not because they're bad people, just because they didn't realize how important the small things are. So if you want to change your life, don't wait for a big moment. Start with the next small thing, a simple discipline. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day. Because success doesn't shout, it whispers, and only those who are consistent hear its voice. If you want life to get better, you must get better, that's the key. Most people are out there hoping the economy gets better, the boss gets better, the government gets better, the weather gets better. They're waiting for everything else around them to change, not realizing the real change starts inside. Life responds to you. It reflects you. It gives back what you put in. If you want more, you've got to become more. If you want better results, you need to grow into a person who attracts better results. That's how it works. You can't wish for a bigger paycheck while staying the same. You can't demand more respect without becoming more respectable. Life is not a vending machine. It doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. And what you deserve is directly tied to who you become. So the focus shouldn't be on changing the world. It should be on changing you. Learn more, sharpen your skills, upgrade your attitude, strengthen your discipline. The moment you improve, everything else begins to shift. Better opportunities show up because now you're ready for them. Better relationships form because now you bring more to the table. Even your problems change, not because they disappear, but because you've grown strong enough to handle them with wisdom and calm. It's a simple formula for things to change. You have to change. For life to get better, you must get better. And once you take ownership of that, there's no limit to how far you can go. The difference between average and fortune is often just 5%. Now that might surprise you, but it's true. It's not 100 things done differently. It's not about being 10 times smarter or 10 times more talented. The real difference is usually just a little more effort. A little more thought, a little more consistency. About 5% more than what most people are willing to give. Let me explain. Most people stop at good enough. They do what's required, nothing. They show up, they check the box, they go home, and that keeps them in the average lane. But those who move into the fortune lane, they stay just a little longer. They make one more call, they read one more chapter, they follow up when others forget. They take the extra moment to do it right instead of rushing through it. That extra 5%, it compounds. It builds trust, skill, confidence, and reputation. And soon, that little edge creates big results. Not right away, but over time, it becomes the reason one person earns a living, and another earns a fortune. The good news is, anyone can do it. You don't need to be born with special talent. You just need to care enough to go a little further. Give a little more. Improve just a bit each day. That's the small difference that leads to massive separation down the road. Remember, life doesn't reward the average effort. It rewards the extra. The 5% that most overlook is exactly where the fortune is found. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That's a powerful shift in thinking. Most people go through life hoping the load gets lighter. They say, I wish my job wasn't so hard. I wish my problems would go away. I wish success came with less struggle. But here's the truth. Wishing for an easier life doesn't make life better. It just makes you more frustrated when it doesn't cooperate. What really changes things is when you decide to grow. When you say, instead of wishing the challenge were smaller, I'll become stronger. Instead of hoping for less opposition, I'll build more skill. Instead of asking for less problems, I'll develop more wisdom. Because here's the secret. Life doesn't get easier, but you can get better. Better thinking, better discipline, better communication, better habits. And when you get better, everything begins to shift. The problems don't magically disappear, but they no longer stop you. The obstacles don't vanish, but they don't intimidate you anymore. Think of it like this. Don't lower the mountain, climb higher. Don't ask for lighter weights, build stronger muscles. That's how growth works. It's not about avoiding difficulty, it's about rising above it. So the next time you're tempted to wish it were easier, stop and say no. I'm going to become better. Because that's where the power is. Not in changing the world, but in changing you. And once you get better, life has a way of rising to meet you. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Now that might sound backwards at first, But let me tell you, this is one of the greatest lessons you'll ever learn. Most people give everything to their job. They clock in, they work hard, they stay late, they do what's expected, and that's fine. But here's the catch. If you spend all your energy building someone else's vision and never invest in building you, you'll always be limited by the job, by the paycheck, by the position. But when you decide to work harder on yourself, that's when the magic happens. Because jobs can come and go, companies can rise and fall, industries can change overnight. But your mindset, your skills, your character, that stays with you. That's portable. That's the foundation you take with you wherever you go. Working on yourself means reading more books than you're required to. It means feeding your mind with ideas, not just entertainment. It means asking, how can I be more valuable? How can I communicate better, lead better, think sharper? Because when you improve your income starts to rise, your confidence grows, and opportunities start to find you. See, the world pays for value, and your personal development is what increases your value. You don't get paid for the hours you put in. You get paid for what you bring to those hours. And the more you grow, the more you bring. So yes, work hard on your job, it'll make you a living. But work hard on yourself, that'll make you a fortune. Formal education makes you a living. Self-education makes you a fortune. That's a phrase worth writing down and thinking about often. Formal education is important. It gives you structure, it teaches you how to follow systems, how to meet deadlines, how to think in a framework. It gets you a diploma, a degree, maybe a good job, and that's valuable. It's the foundation. But here's the thing. It's just the beginning, not the end. If you stop learning the day you graduate, you're setting a ceiling on your growth. Because the real world doesn't reward you for what you know. It rewards you for what you do, with what you know. And that's where self-education steps in. Self-education is when you pick up a book after work. It's when you listen to a podcast while others are scrolling through nonsense. It's when you take a course, not because you have to, but because you want to grow. It's voluntary, it's intentional, and it's powerful. See, self-education teaches you how to think, how to solve problems, how to adapt, how to build value wherever you go. It's where you learn leadership, financial literacy, communication, entrepreneurship, skills they don't always teach in school, but that the marketplace pays handsomely for. The people who earn fortunes didn't stop learning when school ended. They became students of life. They kept feeding their mind, sharpening their skills, investing in themselves day after day, year after year. So if you want to survive, formal education will get you there. But if you want to thrive, grow, and create something extraordinary, then self-education is the path. Because when you decide to keep learning, there's no limit to how far you can go. Profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. Now that's not just a catchy phrase, it's a shift in mindset. Wages are what you earn when you trade your time for money. You put in the hours, you follow the instructions, and you get your paycheck. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's how most people start. Wages can put food on the table, keep the lights on, and pay the rent. Wages give you stability. But profits? Profits are a whole different level. Profits come from what you create. From value that you bring to the world on your own terms. It might be a product you sell, a service you offer, a business you start, or even an idea you bring to life. Profits don't depend on the clock, they depend on your creativity, your courage, your willingness to take risks, and solve problems. See, with wages, there's usually a limit. There's only so many hours you can work. But with profits, there's no cap. You can earn while you sleep, while you travel, while you enjoy your life. That's the beauty of it. Profits give you freedom. Wages give you security. But profits give you options. Now you don't have to quit your job tomorrow. You can earn wages and build profits on the side. Start small. A side hustle. A weekend project. Something that grows because you're growing. And one day those profits might pass your wages. And when that happens, everything changes. So yes, earn your living with wages if you must. But build your future with profit. Because wages can feed your present. But profits will shape your destiny. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's the trap. Let me explain why this is such a critical point. So many of us hear advice like, just read a little every day, or take a walk for your health, or save a little money each month. These things are simple, right? They don't take a genius to understand, they're easy to do, but here's the catch. They're also easy not to do. It's easy to skip reading today. It's easy to put off that walk because you're too busy. It's easy to spend instead of saving, justifying it with the idea that you'll catch up later. The problem is these small decisions, repeated every day, start to add up. The moments we let slip by don't seem significant in the moment. But over time, they become the difference between where you are and where you want to be. You see, the most successful people didn't get there by doing extraordinary things every day. No, they just did the simple things consistently. They didn't skip the small tasks because they were easy. They understood that those small, easy tasks are often the most powerful. It's just that they're also the easiest to ignore. Think about it. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And that's where most people miss the boat. They let one day go by, then two, then a week, and before long, they've fallen behind and they wonder where their time went. Why things didn't turn out like they hoped. The key is consistent. It's doing the easy things, even when it's easy not to. It's choosing to take that walk, read that book, save that little bit, even when you don't feel like it. Because those little actions, compounded over time, become extraordinary results. So watch out for that trap. The easy things are often the most important, but they're also the most tempting to ignore. And if you want to achieve something truly great, you have to remember, success isn't built on giant leaps. It's built on small, consistent steps, even when it's easy to skip them. The more valuable you become, the more the marketplace will reward you. Now, this is a principle that many people overlook. They focus so much on what they can get, but they forget the most important part of the equation, what they can get. The marketplace doesn't care about your title or your degrees as much as it cares about what value you bring to the table. You see, the more you improve yourself, the more you expand your skills, the more you learn, the more valuable you become. Value isn't just about what you do, it's about how well you do it, how much expertise you have, and how much you contribute. When you become a person who solves problems, who brings innovative solutions, who is known for getting things done, the marketplace has no choice but to recognize that value. It's like this. Let's say you're a skilled worker in your field. You show up, you do the job, and you do it well. You get paid fairly, but there's a limit to what you can earn. Now imagine you take the time to invest in yourself. Maybe you learn a new skill, you become an expert in an area that's in high demand, or you take on more responsibility and become a leader. Suddenly the marketplace has more reason to reward you. You're more valuable, and you're able to offer more, so the return on that value increases. This works not just in jobs, but in business and in every area of life. When you add more value, you naturally attract more reward. You're able to command higher pay, more respect, more opportunities. And that doesn't happen by wishing for it. It happens by becoming more valuable to others. The good news is becoming more valuable isn't a complicated thing. It's about continuous improvement, learning more, growing more, pushing yourself to be better at what you do. It's not about working harder for the same results. It's about becoming better, more skilled, more reliable, more resourceful, and the marketplace will always reward that. So if you want more from life, start by asking yourself, how can I make myself more valuable? Because as you increase your value, you'll notice that the rewards, whether financial, personal, or professional, begin to multiply. In conclusion, the journey to success is a nuanced process, but it is built upon simple, consistent principles that anyone can follow. The concepts we've discussed, working harder on yourself than on your job, understanding the importance of value over time, and learning to invest in self-education, are not just motivational sayings. They are the pillars of a life well lived and a career well built. Too many people are caught in a cycle of waiting for things to change, or wishing for life to get easier. They hope that their circumstances will shift, that opportunities will simply fall into their laps, or that their job will reward them without them having to do anything different. But the truth is, success doesn't work that way. Success is earned by those who work on themselves, who constantly seek to improve their value in the marketplace, and who understand that they control their destiny. Let's take a closer look at the principles we've covered. The most successful people didn't get where they are because they worked harder on their jobs than anyone else. They got there because they worked harder on themselves. The distinction is crucial. The best job you can do is a job on yourself, improving your mind, your skills, your habits, your discipline. While many people work long hours trying to climb the ladder of success in their careers, the most successful people spend just as much time, if not more, learning new skills, reading books, and refining their minds. They understand that the best way to advance in life isn't by focusing solely on the hours they put in at work, but by ensuring they grow and develop into someone the world will reward handsomely. The question is, are you improving every day? Are you becoming more valuable, more knowledgeable, and more capable? If not, the question you should be asking yourself is, what can I do today to get better? Success is not about waiting for the world to change around you. It's about changing yourself to meet the world head on. When you commit to becoming better, the world can't help but respond. As you develop the skills, the mindset, and the discipline required to be successful, you begin to see opportunities that others miss. You attract people who are drawn to your energy and your ability. You get noticed in a way that you wouldn't have if you had remained static, content with where you are. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And this is the trap that most people fall into. It's easy to skip that extra task, to delay your learning, to take the path of least resistance. But the difference between those who succeed and those who stay average is often a matter of showing up every single day to do what's necessary, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. It's the small things that compound over time that make the biggest difference. That extra effort you put in today might seem insignificant in the moment, but in a year, 5 years, or 10 years, it's the difference between a life of mediocrity and one of abundance. This is why building your value is so essential. Profits are not just about the money you make. They are a reflection of the value you provide. The more you offer, the more you grow. The more you serve, the more the marketplace will reward you. When you put yourself in a position where your skills and your actions are valued, the rewards follow naturally. This isn't a fast process, but it's one that will ultimately lead to lasting success. When you focus on building your value and consistently improving, you begin to attract wealth in all its forms. Yes, money is part of that, but so is recognition, respect, and opportunity. The beauty of this is that it doesn't require a stroke of luck or a chance encounter. It simply requires you to be committed to being better than you were yesterday. It's not about waiting for the perfect job or the right set of circumstances. It's about becoming someone the world is eager to pay for, to hire, to work with, to invest in. Your worth is tied directly to what you bring to the table. If you keep improving, you can't help but see the rewards flow in. Life is a reflection of who you are. If you want better results, you must become a better version of yourself. The world will give back to you what you give to it. It will reward your growth, your discipline, and your commitment to becoming more valuable. So start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect condition. Begin by investing in yourself, improving every day, and delivering value. The rest will follow. At the end of the day, success isn't about having more time, more money, or more luck. It's about becoming a person capable of handling what life offers and rising to meet challenges head on. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles and creating the value that drives the world around you. The marketplace rewards those who get better. And the best part is that you have control over how much you improve. So take action today, work harder on yourself, invest in your growth, and watch the world reward you for it.